Welcome to the Panic Button, everyone. I'm Nina.
I'm Jessie.
And we are the best LGBTQ content creators in the world. And today we're not reacting to, we're just going to talk about this for a little bit, okay? Because the BBC 3 has a show called I Kissed the Boy. And it's about gay men. They're dating, trying to find themselves a partner. And in this show, they have a biological female who is cosplaying as a man. Trans man, however you want to say it. He is in the show. Now, why is this such a big to-do? Why? Well, I think it has a little bit to do with the Christians. No offense, Christians, I'm talking about your radical cousins, the evangelicals. Because I think there is some, underneath this whole show, an evangelical message.
That they should just be sleeping with a woman?
Yes, this is what I'm saying. So the Christians were like, you know how we get these homosexuals to be straight? What we do, okay, we take a lady, take off her tits, we give her some tea, we dress her up like a Twinkie, and then we have her go on the show where she makes out with a whole bunch of gay men, and we say, psst, gay man, we just created heterosexuals out of you homosexuals. It's the best way to create straight men. You just make them believe in an ideology that convinces them that biological women can be men. Next thing you know, you got some heteros going on in a homo show.
I don't know if it's necessarily coming from a Christian perspective or if these people are just crazy. I do think it's a crafty way to try to get you to change your sexuality.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I do.
It is so crafty. See, the Christians are working overtime.
But my question is, which one's a do you know?
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
Yes.
It's this one.
Nope.
It might be this one.
Yeah, you got it. That's the one. That is the lady in disguise.
Yep.
She is disguised as a man. See, she's got a vagine. The Christians were like, you know what, gay men? All you need is a good, juicy vagine.
I just don't think that it's always the Christians. I think that these people are not Christian. Because Christians wouldn't, depending on the Christianity at least, I don't know. But
they're incognito.
They're not as
LGBTQIA
they're not all about,
activists.
Surgically changing your body because that's God made you. You know what I mean?
I'm not being serious, but I kind of am.
That's why I'm trying to be serious right now and telling you this, that most Christians don't believe in changing the body because the body is sacred, because God gave you the body. Your body's a temple of God, therefore manipulating it and abusing it like that would not be godly.
But sometimes in order to get your Christian way, you have to infiltrate the LGBTQIA+.
I think you're just adding steps. My mom was real happy when I was with someone who identified as a man. I remember that. But I don't think she ever thought that it meant I was going to go have sex with a man.
So your mom, even though she's Christian, she's totally cool with you dating someone who says they're a man, but all presents as a woman.
Right.
Okay. So she's kind of not Christian then, right?
I don't know.
Because that ideology's...
It's an interesting little, right? She was... And then she realized how crazy that situation was, and all of a sudden she was really okay with me being a lesbian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like woke gay conversion therapy.
Oh, a lot of what a lot of homosexual tendencies are being turned into transsexualism, or the idea of trans, this whole idea of trans. Because if you're 15 years old and you have your first crush and you realize it's someone who's the same sex as you, there's a lot of people who are going to tell you, you can't do that. You have to be the other gender to do that, the other sex to do that. And it's a matter of other people telling you what you can and can't do that makes you believe that you're wrong in what you're doing. When if you actually just thought about it for 3 seconds, you'd be like, it's not that unnatural for a female to be attracted to a female or a male to be attracted to a male. Or the off chance that you're attracted to both, because some people are. It's not crazy, and people are converting gay thoughts into transness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's they took the gay sex. They said, two penises, gay sex, two vaginas, gay sex, right? But what if we turn two penis gay sex into one penis, one vagine that identifies as a penis gay sex.
I think the other big problem is that a lot of homosexuals wish that they could at least temporarily have the parts to fulfill their partner's needs in a heterosexual way. Does that make sense?
Say it again?
I think another problem is that a lot of homosexual couples at least temporarily wish that they had the parts of the alternate gender because they want to fulfill that part of the need in the sexual relationship. I.e., a female lesbian couple, one would want a penis for the insertion. And if you're in a male-male couple, one of the guys would want to have a vagina for the purpose of insertion.
I don't know. I'm not a gay man, so I can't speak
I would
for
have
them.
to assume.
It's possible. I'm not sure.
I'd assume that's why so many gay men have had their penises turned into vaginas. Vaginas.
But what about the straight guys who have their penises turned into vaginas?
I think they still have a desire to have the other part, at least temporarily.
Weird.
Right. But I think that's, to my point there, is that you're confusing people with that statement alone. Like, because they have this internal kind of secret desire that they want to have that to fulfill someone. They don't need it for their everyday life. It doesn't cause them pain. It doesn't cause them discomfort. It would just be something nice to fulfill your partner's needs, right?
Yeah.
And you're confusing them by saying, hey, this is pretty much what you were looking for, but it's usually not, because you're a homosexual because you're attracted to the same
sex
genitals that you have.
It's the same sex,
Same
and
sex,
sex
same
is different
genitals,
than gender. So if sex is different than gender, then you have to determine, is your sexuality based on your sex or is it based on gender?
Right, and then we should have sexuality and whatever.
Genderology?
Genderality.
Genderology?
It's ality.
Allergy. Genderality.
Yeah. Genderality would be the next one.
Yeah, because if you ask a regular gay dude, hey, if I dress this chick up to look like a dude and she's got no tits, would you think it was a man and want to, if you were attracted to them, want to have sex with him?
Knowing that they have the parts they have.
Right, just not the boobs.
Yeah.
Do you think they would go for it? I don't think so. So do you think that all these fellas are LGBTQIA plus activist types that
they're a lot of gay men.
Right, they're gay men, but are they gay as are they gender gay or are they sex gay? Because there's a difference now. Now we've inserted this other avenue of gender into sexuality.
Biological sexuality and then
gender sexuality. So when you say gay, when they say gay, gay guys are in this show, it's not sex gay guys, it's gender gay guys, right?
I would watch this show to see how many people don't have sex with them.
Well, if they don't, and if they don't make out with them, and if they kick them out,
they're transphobic,
then they
right?
would be considered transphobic or homophobic, right? Because he identifies as a gay guy, even though it's a female.
Straight with extra steps, but go off.
If they don't want to sleep with him or have sex with him, her.
I didn't think you asked me a question.
Are they homophobic or are they transphobic? Because this is a gay guy show.
They'd be transphobic.
Not homophobic.
No, because homophobic implies sexuality.
According to these people who created the show and who are in the show, are you sure? I'm willing to bet
I'm telling you right now that the hate crime would be labeled transphobic, not homophobic.
So it would be a crime not to want to date the woman presenting as a guy.
Crime label would be, yeah.
Oh yeah, because definitions change now. Hate is not wanting to date
They're
someone.
also in the UK, so they can get arrested for tweeting something mean.
Oh man, so now they have to make out with the chick. If they don't, they could get arrested, right? Because UK's all weird now.
The chick with a beard.
So the chick with the chick body, with the no tit scars, is going to try to get the guys who like people who are born with penises. Or maybe these guys aren't actually gay and they're just all bisexual.
Well, that would at least make it...
But they can't say that because bi show, it's a bi dating show. No one would watch that.
No.
But you have to have a gay man dating show. That would be interesting,
Gay
right?
men sell.
Gay
Bi
men
men
sell?
don't. Yeah, look at
Gay
Queer
men
Eye.
sell. Well, then why don't they just do like a trans dating show?
Because I feel like that also doesn't sell. Not yet.
So you make a gay dating show that's not actually gay because you threw in a lady.
Yeah.
So what if she's the last man standing? Would that mean that they actually created a straight dating show from a gay man show?
Yes.
Conversion complete.
It's just The Bachelor with extra steps.
Yeah. And a lot of this.
And a lot of rainbow. And like 3/4 zips.
3/4 zips?
Like you got you're 3/4 of
Oh.
the way.
Okay. So how do you think the show's going to do? How do you think it's going to go? Do you think they're going to date and make out with the lady?
No. Is it streaming now?
I don't know. I don't know if it's streaming now. But do you think they'll make out with her? Do you think they'll sleep with her? Do you think they'll date her?
Men are gonna form a secret alliance against the lady. They're gonna be like, leave that fucker in their room.
Okay.
That's my
guess.
definition of gay men sex. I don't know.
My guess, what they're going to do is because they have to, because of this ideology and because they're on a show, I'm assuming that, because they threw a lady in there, that they picked guys who are more open. Yeah. So they're gay, but are open.
Let me tell you, this guy.
And what's going to happen is they are going to be ideologically coerced into making out with a woman. So, it is kind of like a gay conversion therapy show.
Is it recording the screen right now?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to tell you which guys are going to go for it and which guys aren't.
Okay.
He might, because he looks like he takes kids. He's definitely going to do it because he looks straight enough. He might, but it's hard to tell with him. Definitely not. Definitely not touching it.
Okay.
Gonna probably.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Okay.
Definitely not touching it. Maybe autistic, so maybe.
Okay.
Questionable. Looks like he was probably a bisexual man.
He
Definitely
could
not.
pass as a trans man.
That's the one I said first.
Yeah.
So that's a maybe. This one definitely not.
Oh, I'd say he definitely will.
No, he's so gay. Look at how he's pursing his lips. He's
So do you think the more feminine gay guys are the ones who are not going to go for the female?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think they're all going to make out with her. They're all going to have their first or maybe their second. I don't know.
From
because
the feminine gay guys I've met in my life, they had their experience in high school, and that was all they ever needed to know that they hate vagina. And so I'm going to assume the most feminine gay guys are definitely not touching it because it's way too close to home. You don't need two overly emotional men. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's never going to work. It's never going to work. So yeah, the more feminine ones are probably going to stay away. The more masculine ones might go for it because they're used to being the giver. They're not the receiver anyways.
I think they're all going to have to make out with her at least once.
Everyone has to kiss the train.
They all have to, or else they'll be labeled by their own ideologically beliefs as transphobic, even though it's a gay dating show, right?
hear you.
And it's all supposed to be gay men. She identifies as a gay man, so that means eradicate the transness. So it wouldn't be transphobic. It would technically be homophobic in a weird way. But I think that the ideology has kind of come around full circle to where if you're gay, your sexuality is straight.
Well, if you're gay
Or bi.
If you're gay, then they're going to assume that you subscribe to the whole
Gender ideology,
thing.
which gender ideology, right? They say that lesbians date trans women because it's not sexuality, it's genderality.
Yeah. And that's the biggest problem is that I lost my train of thought.
They're racing gays, pretty much.
They're racing gays, and they're trying to act like it's all okay. They think that we all think the same, too.
Oh,
when
yeah.
a lot of us don't view transsexual people as their transition gender.
Right, because our sexuality has nothing to do with their gender. It has everything to do with the
Their
sex
bits.
of the individual.
Their bits.
That's why it's called homosexuality and not homogenderality.
And say what you will, say what you might, even if this person's post-op, it's a different bedroom experience
Very
for the
much so.
partner.
Very much so.
If you have to pull out a pump because you can't naturally get an erection, then that's a different bedroom experience. If you're with a partner and their vaginoplasty doesn't naturally get moist, then you have to accommodate that in the bedroom. And
Phalloplasty would be for
yes, and a lot of people, I mean, gay men are different. I'm sure they have lube on them all the time, but a lot of us don't because we don't need it. And that's a big difference in the sexual experiences.
Yeah. Homosexuality, like, we had this settled. And then when the gender thing came in there, it just made like a whole bunch of gays very confused because they didn't want to go against the group. You know, and I think it just created a whole bunch of confused gay people and maybe the originally confused gay people turning them into bisexual people, but identifying as gay. And I don't think you identify as gay. You just either are or you aren't gay.
Right.
You know, gay isn't an identity. The gender people are trying to make gay and homosexuality into an identity, and you don't identify as gay or lesbian. You are or you aren't. Do you identify as straight? No. Are you straight? Yeah. Are you attracted to the opposite sex? You're straight. It has nothing to do with how they identify. It's all about the sex. You know, this gets all messy and muddy. And now this is a psyop. This is a Christian psyop.
Stop it.
They're trying to turn the gays straight. And they're doing a really good job of it. They're at least turning them bi. And that's halfway there. Anyway, gay people, what do you think?
Straight people, what do you think?
Straight people, what do you think? Do you think they're all gonna
Make out with the
Yeah, we're curious. We would love to know, and put it in your thoughts below in the comments, because I really like to know. And you can join our memberships, and I would love for you to like and subscribe, and post in the comments below what other kind of stuff do you want to see us react to. I'm Italian. What do you expect? I talk with my hands. Bye.